Alright, it's mid-October and it's finally false albacore season here in North Carolina. So I'm going to go over literally everything I know about surf fishing for them. Like what my favorite lures are, what equipment I use, and basically just a bunch of tips and tactics I've learned over the past few years of trial and error. So today I'm fishing along the Crystal Coast on the southern Outer Banks, just south of Cape Lookout right here. Now what makes this place so special is that during the fall, the glass minnows and mullet are pouring out of the large inlets and sounds at the same time the false albacore are migrating down here from New England, and they'll intercept all this bait and will congregate in huge numbers around the Cape Outlook area and make it their feeding grounds till mid-December. So the blitzes you're seeing are false albacore chasing glass minnows to the surface, and at this point I'm just tired of chasing them down the beach. I know that there are other pods coming through here that aren't surfacing, so I'm just going to go ahead and make some random casts. I've noticed that when the albas are breaching and already on bait fish, it seems a lot harder to get their attention, so making blind casts seems to work great, and we'll get the attention of those fish that are actively searching for food.
It's just a small one. Yeah.
That's why I came down here to catch anyway.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Look at the colors on that thing.
Oh no!
And off he goes.
I'm going to go over a little bit about my setup. Right now I'm using a 1 ounce Deadly Dick spoon tied on with 3.5 feet of 20-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. The rod has a 7.5 foot made by Star Rods, and on that I have a 5000 series Shimano Nasky. That's spooled with 15-pound Power Pro Slick 8. For the entire setup I think I paid a little over $200, which is an incredible price for the quality of this rig. And a great place to grab gear locally is at Chase 'n Tails in Atlantic Beach. They also have the absolute best selection of epoxy jigs and have a great staff that will help point you in the right direction. Now I'm casting this lure out as far as I can get it out into the channel, and I'm retrieving it just under the surface at a pretty fast speed. And I'll note that even though I'm using a Deadly Dick spoon today, it's not exactly my favorite lure to use. I have great luck using a 2 ounce epoxy jig made by Hoagie Lures, with my preference being the color pink. But it's a good idea to have a variety on hand, since they seem to like different colors and sizes depending on how finicky they are. My buddy here outfished me and caught this monster on a simple 1 ounce sting silver. It goes to show no one lure is a sure thing for these fish.
It's not stopping. Nice. Oh yeah, there he is. There he is. That's a nice one.
Alright, so fast forward to the next day. There's thousands of false albacore moving down the beach. I've made almost 100 casts with a dozen different lures, so in this situation the best thing to do is just keep downsizing both your leader and lure size. And at this point I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon and a 3/8 ounce gold Castmaster spoon, and I finally start hooking up. Now the best way to spot albas is by watching what the birds are doing. Even when they aren't busting on the surface, the birds will follow these schools around waiting for the blitz to happen so they can swoop down and get in on the feeding frenzy. But there's also a downside of this. It can become a problem tangling up at seagulls from time to time, so I guess it wouldn't be a false albacore tutorial without talking a little bit about how to untangle them when this happens. So the best way to deal with seagulls is by putting your sleeve on your hand and covering its head and beak, because the first thing it's going to do is just freak out and try to bite you, but they'll come right down once you cover their face. They can cut away all the line, there's really nothing to it, and they'll just fly right off.
That's what I like to see. In you go.
Right here I actually catch my personal best, and I'm just throwing a rattle trap to catch bluefish for shark bait later. It was a complete surprise, and this albie was a complete donkey. The GoPro doesn't do this fish justice.
Oh no.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you found this useful and want to see more weekly videos of me fishing around the Morehead City and New Bern area, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate any support to my channel, and I will see everyone next time.